Hello. It is I, Eclipse Shad, the creator of the Extra Mods universe. This is my first video where I'm actually speaking to you all, so I first of all hope you enjoy. Today we're just going to be looking through the most recent update for Extra Ores, the biggest update so far. And we're just going to go through recipes, features, maybe a little bit of background into the item slash system slash block, and some things that it might be in the future and things it could have been in the past, so a little bit of an insight. And you'll find out some things that are exclusive to mod developer knowledge only, so do stay tuned. So first of all, we will start with the rings and the coffers straight over here. Now if we just go into survival, just so we can take these off, just break them off. So I'll just quickly run down what the rings do. So the gold ring currently doesn't do anything. It's just in place as almost a placeholder for future recipes, so people can start gathering them, because all three of these, can only be found within mineshaft dungeon chests. So you cannot craft them as of yet. Some might be craftable, some might just be you find them, so it gives a bit more of a rarity to them. But the gold ring currently doesn't do anything as of yet. But as you can see, it's almost like it's being utilised to craft these two, although they are found in the same system and chests. But first of all, we'll take a look at the amethyst ring. As you can see, it's got a great lump of amethyst right on the top. Now, like a few other items which are just over there, and we'll go to those in a minute, this ring is utilised in your offhand slot. I wanted to use the offhand system more because I feel that it's useful, but it could be more useful. So I want to add a few things that are special to it. So if you put this in your offhand, you'll notice that it's in my offhand now. You will get the effect, the buff, resistance. And this is resistance 1, and as long as you have this ring on in your offhand, you will get resistance. If you take it off, it's gone. So there are a few systems like this in the update, and as I mentioned, we'll get to all of those just in a bit. Next is the miner's ring, which you can probably guess when putting it off and will give you haste, of which it does. This has got a great lump of ruby on top. Haste obviously makes you mine faster, and it's haste 1. As soon as you take it off, it's gone. So those are the rings, and as I mentioned, you can only find these within mineshaft chests, so keep looking for those. As you might be able to tell, there are some flowers around here. These are from the Extra Colours mod. I just thought it would liven the place up a little bit, and you'll see why I have that mod in specifically in just a moment. Now, moving over to the coffers. The coffers were originally planned to have multiple, like over a stack of items in each slot. So you could have 128 blocks of cobblestone in one slot, for example, rather than 64. Currently that is not a feature. These are more of a placeholder for that feature in the future. As you can see, this wooden coffer, one slot, but then you're wondering, well, why would I craft this if it's one slot? So this will have additional features in the future. For now, we'll just go through them all. So the wooden coffer, I have got just enough items in, which I'll link in the description below. So you can download it, as well as this mod. So we'll just look at the recipe fat. So it's just a chest with 4 planks, and the reason I had extra colours in is to show you that you can use the extra colour planks, which will be in the next update of extra colours. That will be out. Currently the extra colours update that is live does not have this feature, so do be careful of that, but as soon as that's live you'll be able to do that, and with some other blocks which I'll show you in a bit. The iron coffer, same thing, just with iron around, and this has 2 slots. Gold, same thing, 3 slots. And diamond, same thing, but with 4 slots. Now, these are, and there's a small backpack over here, well, not a small backpack, a pouch, but there are more pouches, of course, if you look at the video to do with the pouches. These are kind of like small pouches. If you don't have enough materials, or you don't have the systems around to make them, the smithing table, leather, etc., you could probably quite easily get these, especially the iron one. I can see that being utilised a lot if you don't have a smithing table, or I just haven't made one yet. Next we go on to the hammers. Now hammers are pretty self-explanatory. They mine in a 3x3 area of any stone block, and each hammer takes with them the properties of said material. So iron hammer will have an iron pickaxe properties, except for the damage, which is slightly more, and the swing speed, which is 0.5. So of course, a hammer's pretty heavy. It's going to do a lot of damage if you hit someone, but it's also going to take a little while to swing. So there are currently 3 different hammer variants in the iron hammer, the gold hammer, and the diamond hammer. As you can see, I've had a little swing with them already. So we'll just go over to our cave just down here, and I'll just show them off a little bit. So just mine, you can see it's pretty much iron level in terms of mining. Gold, of course, is much faster because gold has got tiny amounts of durability. You can see that going down. And then diamond, mine's faster, not as fast as gold, of course, but has a greater durability and harvest level. So, and as you can see, it breaks all stone blocks, such as iron ore, diorite, granite, stone, andesite, all that good stuff. And here's some aluminium ore from the extra ores mod, which of course is this one, and as you see, that still breaks as well, and here it is. So we will now go back up to the surface and look at our next set of items and systems, which is the Dragon Flame. Now this was one of the just chuck these over here. This was one of the mods, the ideas that was chosen by the community in the voting in the Discord, of which the link is in the description, along with my website where you can find the recipes, as well as my Patreon link, just in case anyone wished to support me in there. And there's a number of packages with different price options if people were interested. And just make sure that you've clicked the subscribe button down below. It really helps get the channel found and allows for more views and for more downloads on the mod, which really helps me out. So just make sure down below you've just clicked that red button. Thank you. But moving on to the Dragon Flame stuff, as you can see, there's a couple of variants of this. Now, first of all, we'll just take a look at the normal Dragon Flame stuff, and then we'll look at this lovely stuff at the top. So, normal Dragon Flame sword, and we'll just compare it to Diamond and Netherite. It's stronger than Netherite, although all of its tools and weapons do swing slower than that of Netherite and Diamond, or well, of any. So they're a bit heavier in a sense, but they do more damage. And if you smack anything with these, they will then set on fire. So if we just grab the ore, as you can see, the ore looks quite similar to that of magma blocks. I wanted it to seem that way, like the Dragon Flame is alive and it's kind of crawling through the stone in a sense. But if we break this, as you can see, we get a Dragon Flame gem. But let's just break a few and see what we get. Ah, there we go. That is just what I wanted. So there's a chance that when breaking Dragon Flame ore, you will get either a Dragon Flame gem or Dragon Dust, which is just over there. And you'll see what Dragon Dust does in just a moment. But for now, all of these recipes for the bottom ones, including the armor, now I'll showcase the armor in just a second, is the same as vanilla, but except for the sticks. For the sticks you must use obsidian rod, which, as you can probably guess, is crafted with 2 obsidian, and that crafts 2 obsidian rods, because this material is very hot and it would burn up a normal stick. So we'll just put these back in here a second. I'll just put these up as well to clear out inventory, and we'll take a look at the Dragon Flame armor. Now we'll just grab these off and we'll just showcase some of the stats. So as you can see, it's quite strong. It's got a lot of toughness, same level as Diamond, and a great deal of knockback resistance, because of course dragon armor is going to be pretty sturdy. Moving on, next is the Dragon Flame pouch. Now this is crafted the same way as the Netherite pouch. It's effectively an equivalent, and that is the emerald pouch in a smithing table with a Dragon Flame gem. Crafts the Dragon Flame pouch, which has a whole chest's worth of slots, same as the Netherite pouch, as I mentioned. We've already talked about these two, and let's put them into practice. So let's grab ourselves these 3, because these can be augmented in the newly augmentation station newly added. You can see custom model, 3D a bit, tried very hard with this, but just ignore that a second, and we'll go grab ourselves some dragon flame dust. Oh, we just need one more from our ore. Let's see if we can get it. Ah, good luck. Yes, we did. So we'll just put these back. Right, so now we have 3. We head over to the augmentation station. We drop in our pickaxe or axe or shovel. You can use either, and that gives you an augmented version. Now we'll just do the same for all of them, and we'll go test them out. So we'll start over here because this has the most of the stuff nearby. Now, what do you think will happen when we break stuff with these augmented tools? Well, you're about to find out. And as you can see, if you smelt glass in a furnace, sand in a furnace, you will get glass. Now, if you break sand or any block that can be smelted with a shovel, axe, or pickaxe, it will auto smelt it. Obviously, you must break with the right tool for it to actually give you the stuff, but if you break it with the right tool, it will auto smelt it for you, although it will take up, of course, your ability. Let's go down here and quickly turn our back to whatever's over there for later. We mine it with a pickaxe. Of course, we get smooth stone. We mine the iron ore, get an iron ingot. If we go up to the lovely forest here and chop some of it down, sorry forest, then you will see that we get, taking a little while, we get some charcoal, and we'll just put that there for now and see about that later. So it also smelts everything that it touches on its item level. So that is definitely useful because now you can ignore the use of coal for quite a few things, but remember you need to look at your durability. And originally there were systems where that the item, there were more augments, but it was chosen that I wanted to have certain materials have exclusive augments, so that there was more drive to kind of get those materials. Was kind of the impression that I wanted. But while we're over here, let's take a look at the transmutation station. Now if you open it, there's a sound that might be changed later, but definitely when you break it and place it, the same sound plays. It's quite a mystical and enchanting block. So we'll just take a look at the recipe. So it's quite a skilled recipe to get. It's got a lot of high tier items and blocks, and you're meant to kind of have a wider knowledge almost of the whole world, and kind of have this ability to get all these materials in a bin everywhere and defeat the Wither, and now you can finally get transmutation station. So we'll look at a couple recipes. So we'll look at the silver recipe, we'll look at the ruby recipe, we'll look at the diamond recipe, and we will look at the gold recipe, and finally our little recipe over here. So we open this up, we put one in each, and there we are. So we used iron and copper ingots, and then we transmuted them into silver ingots. So this will be able to use all those unusable ores that you no longer need to use. We'll be able to transmute them into much more useful items. So amethyst, sapphire, ruby, sapphire, emerald, diamond, silver, iron ingot, gold ingot. Now there are a few. It's not just all these, and I will put them on the website. All the item recipes for you to see. And titanium teething alloy. Now this is a new item, and it's pretty expensive, but titanium is the rarest item. This is a second way of you getting it, besides mining it. So for this you need 4 netherite scraps, you need 1 topaz in the middle, endarium gem, ruby, netherite ingot, and aluminium ingot. Now this shows your prowess as a splunker. You've been all over the world, all over the dimensions, and you've gathered ores and gems from the deepest depths, and you're finally worthy enough to get the titanium teething alloy. Now if you put this with a diamond, you will gather yourself a titanium ingot, which is the strongest material in this mod, which is very difficult to find when mining. It is possible, but it is very difficult. So this is a nice way of you being able to get more. Right, so we've talked about all over here So now we are on to the underground bit. Of course, this added a few underground bits with the ore, only one, but this is where it truly shines. So, first of all, we will look at the crystals. Now, the crystals are pretty special. Of course, you can tell they are looking very much like the Amethyst model for 1.17 for Minecraft. That's coming out soon. These blocks are of real quartz crystals, real names. So we have the orange one, which is citrine. We have the green one, which is prozolite. We have the milky one, which of course is milky. We have the pinkish one, which is rose. We have the red one, which is carnelian. We have the black one, which is smoky. And we have the blue one, which is chalcedony. Now, these, as you can tell, are on little blocks down here. Now, these are where they spawn in their caves, or their sub-biomes. They're not really full biomes, they're somewhat sub, so they kind of fill in the same cave mechanism in terms of generation, but with these blocks instead. So, and we'll come and have a look at those blocks in a minute, you might be able to see from around the corner. But, we will take up my favourite part of this update, the totems. Now, if you break any of these, you will gain one of the crystals, and that's determined by which crystal you break, and you will then be able to craft a totem. Now, there are currently 7 totems on offer for you to craft. The Swiftness totem with the citrine crystal, the Strength totem with the carnelian crystal, the Water breathing totem with the chalcedony crystal, the Jump boost totem with the prozolite crystal, the Regeneration totem with the rose crystal, the Slow falling totem with the milky crystal, and the Fire resistant totem with the smoky crystal. Now, we will just take a few, just these 3 in the middle. Jump boost, and actually let's take regeneration, why not? So, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to utilize more of the offhand stuff. So, as you might be able to guess, these go in your offhand. And as soon as they do, they grant you a potion effect. Now let's just see how you craft it. And you can apply this crafting recipe to all of them, just with their respective crystal. So, for the water breathing totem, it is 4 of its shards and a totem of undying in the middle. And that will allow you to craft this. And as you can probably guess, if we jump in the water, we do not take any oxygen from our lungs. We have water breathing. So, we are safe under there. We will not drown, which is good. Next is the Jump boost totem, which allows you to jump, let's just jump up here, up 2 blocks. It is Jump boost 2, it's the only one that has an extra modifier, because I was thinking, well, what's the point of having Jump boost 1? You can't, the best point is having it to be able to have 2. You can jump up 2 blocks. The regeneration one is regeneration 1. Of course, if we took some damage, there's a lava pool over here, but I don't know how I feel about jumping in that. If we took some damage, of course, as you can see, the heart damage, regeneration 1, we would heal straight up. Not instantly, of course, but, So, these totems are my favourite. I love the actual look of them, of which I made, of course. And if you're in my Discord, of which the link is down below, then you'll see that I use these quite often in terms of for emojis, which I just like them. But as I mentioned, these crystals spawn in a sub biome, so let's go take a look at all the blocks that you can get from that. So first of all, and actually let's just take a look at the crystal blocks. So we have some glow blocks like glowstone. Those blocks, let's just find them. They're called glow crystals. So let's just take a look. So it's 1 glowstone in the middle and 4 of its respected shards, and you get a glow block, and that applies to all of them. And the crystal block up there is just, oh well, I can't find it, but it's just it's the same as same as stone bricks in terms of its recipe, but just with the crystal shards. So moving on is the dolomite. Now the dolomite, I believe, spawns the milky and the rose crystal. So this is the actual rock. This is what you'll find in the cave. Then you can turn this into stairs, slabs, and walls. And then you have the cobble, which of course is what you get from breaking it, which you can then craft into the same amount. And then you have the tiles, which you can get from putting these together, putting this block together, same way you would make stone bricks. And then we have the shale, which then spawns the Praetorite and the Citrine Crystal, and of course with the Cobble and the Tile variants with their respective models. Then we have Conglomerite, which spawns the Smoky and the Carnelian Crystal with its Cobble and Tile variants along with its models. And then we have the Ice Rock, and these all spawn around the same level. Some spawn at level 24 and under, some spawn at level 34 and under. This is level 24, the Conglomerite. I believe the rest is 34. But the Ice Rock one, with its rock, its cobble and its tiles, is slightly different. It spawns the Chalcedony Crystal. It's only one, and this only spawns within snowy biomes. So this rock here, and this cave type, with this crystal over here, the Chalcedony Crystal, will only spawn within snowy biomes. Now that may be tundras, tigers, or taiga. They can have snow on or not, icy ocean. They'll just spawn in those biomes. Basically anywhere that's cold, really, they will spawn underground. The rest of them will spawn anywhere. That can be in the icy biomes or just where I am now, the plains. So next we're going to take a quick look at some little updates that were done, and this is to the ores. Now, as you can see, these ores have been remodified to match those of the new and upcoming 1.17 ores. So I wanted to blend them in already. I wanted to make sure that I already had this covered, and I just think they look much nicer than the originals. I have a sense of nostalgia for the originals, and they're always a place in my heart, but these just look a lot more professional. And the copper block itself that I have made has actually changed texture. I found that it looks much better this way, and the aluminium one, it didn't really fit with this block type in terms of its texture, so I just changed it up a bit. And I also changed up the topaz gem. I'm thinking of changing up some of the gem textures, just a thought. So I'm still going through it, and I just wanted to put one as a test. Not that I completely forgot that I actually put it in. No. But next we want to move on to the two mobs that we have added in the game. Now we'll leave this one for last because this is the most exciting, and it also incorporated the Dragonfoam stuff again. But we'll just make sure that it's on easy real quick. And there we are. It is now on easy, and we come down into this hole to look at the Stalker. Now the Stalker is a undead creature. It does not burn in the sun. It was once human, and it steals the flesh of its victims to add to its bodily collection. It wants to remain as human as possible, but it can't. So it seeks revenge on all those and takes their skin. Pretty gruesome. But I'm sure we'll be able to dispatch it. But for now, we will just take a look at its lovely model. I mean, it's pretty fast, and it's quite powerful. It's got a lot of health, and it seems to have an eye drooping out as well. There's a couple bone issues, and that back issue I saw just then. Might want to get that checked out, my friend. And maybe another time. But we have their heart. And it's not the most nice thing to handle, a rotten heart. But if we put it in our inventory and craft it, we will get full rotten flesh. However, this heart is planned to have more necromantic uses in the future, so do stay tuned for that. But next, in our final thing, we will look at the Baby Ghast. Now, I did a video on this, showcasing it before the full release. Now we have the Dragon Lantern, which is a very bright block, and you craft it with this recipe: 4 Shroomlight, 4 Dragon Dust, 1 Dragon Flame Gem, and you get 2 Dragon Lanterns. Now, we'll just put that back there. To hatch, well, we have our spawn egg here, but we won't use that, of course. To hatch the dragon, or the ghast, the baby ghast, you must have one of its eggs, which you can find within the nether on structures atop the lava ocean. And there will always be a ghast guarding, so do be wary when going near it. And to hatch it, you must have 4 Dragon Lanterns. You must place them in this pattern, north, east, south, west pattern, and put the ghast egg in the middle, and there will be the ghast. Baby ghast. No, come back, please. And sometimes it will happen instantly, sometimes it will take its time, sometimes it will take longer or shorter. It's just up to random chance. But as you can tell, I am currently flying. And it's not like I can just sit on this and it floats me away. I can actually control it and fly around, fly up, fly down, fly all around. Now this thing is resistant to fire, but unless you have the fire resistance totem, a potion or something else, you are not, so do be wary. Just because this can resist the lovely pit of lava that is currently over there does not mean you can. So just be careful of that, and it's pretty weak, as you can tell. It's only got 4 mount hearts, and it's kind of like that of a, sorry for the lag, it's a bit like a horse or donkey or mule in a sense. It's not a pet that follows you, but it will move on its own. It will leave if you let it out, so you've got to make sure you keep this quite close, and you can use a lead on it, little balloon in the air, but you know, it's pretty cool, I think. I mean, I did make it, to be fair, but I mean, I just think it's a useful addition to be able to fly around. You know, we don't have a flying mount, we have mounts you can ride on. But this isn't easy to get either. You do need the stuff for it. You need the dragon flame, you need the dragon lanterns, you need to find the ghast egg in the ocean, in the lava ocean, and all that stuff, and avoid the ghasts and kill them. So it's not like it's a super easy thing to do. But that is about it for the 1.4 update. There are a few things added, like, oh, actually yes, let me take a look at the augmentation station recipe. I always forget something. So this requires 3 blocks of iron and any planks. So as you can see, this is also using vanilla and extra coloured planks, which will, so as long as it has the tag for planks, then you will be able to, as long as the mod has the tag for planks, then you will definitely be able to make it with those planks. So the systems are there. It's just up for the mod developer to, of course, make sure they add compatibility, universal compatibility, not just for the mod itself. But thank you very much for watching. Do make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed. Any questions, feel free to message me in the Discord. Of course, the link is down below, along with my Patreon and the website for the recipes. And do make sure you subscribe as well. It really helps out. It allows for the channel to get more views, to be found, and to allow for the mod to get more popularity and downloads. So I do hope you enjoyed. Any questions, feel free to ask me, of course, in the comments or in the Discord. I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.